Hi everyone, welcome to Maryland Coast Adventures. I'm Dawn Eamon, your host, and today we're here at Seacrets. Most of you know Seacrets by boating up in the bay or dancing in the nightclub. You might not know that Seacrets also has a distillery. We're going to get a guided tour today to learn everything that happens behind these closed doors. Up next also is Scott Lennox that's going to tell us all about fishing around Ocean City. So let's go and join us on the tour.
Visit the new Atlantic Beverage Center at Area 51, 51st Street, Bayside in Ocean City. With over 3,500 square feet of rare spirits, local craft beers, and assorted wines. Stop in for happy hour from 2 to 5 and take 10% off everything in the store. And now, with the bottle buyback program, bring in empty Seacrets bottles and receive $2 per bottle return towards a Seacrets Spirits purchase. Atlantic Beverage Center. Find what you thirst for at great prices.
Welcome back. We're here with Brian and Jen, and they're going to take us all around.
All right. Hi, guys. How are you today? Good. Have any of you been on this tour before? You have? Okay, so our one rule is don't spoil our secrets. If you do, we're taking those shots. All right, so welcome to Seacrets Distillery. Seacrets Distillery was opened in 2016 by our owner, Leighton Moore, and Seacrets itself, which is right next door, was opened in 1988. Have any of you guys been to Seacrets before? Yes. You guys haven't? Okay, so your thing that you have to do after this tour is at least stop inside. Brian's a great bartender over there, so you could...
I'll be down there all afternoon.
Yeah, so you could head over, see Brian, check out what we have going on. It's really cool. So next door we have 19 bars, and then additionally we have this distillery here, which again was opened in 2016. So you may notice it does look old in here. So we are a Prohibition-themed distillery. So Prohibition was from 1920 to 1933, and alcohol was illegal. So of course, everybody made their own ways to make it, sell it, distribute it. It was all, you know.
And share it.
And share it, of course. So we're gonna travel back in time today, but since we're working, so are you guys. So you all have a time card in your hand. So what you're gonna do before we get started is clock in. So the time clock is over there in the corner. So you're going to take your time card with the name facing the clock, put it in that top opening there, press down on the silver button in the front, and you'll be clocked in. So like I said, we are Prohibition themed in here, so everything in here that looks old is old. Most of our antiques are from Prohibition time, and that time clock that you just clocked in on, our owner, Leighton Moore, found that on eBay. He found most of our antiques on eBay, about $1.5 million worth. So that time clock there, he originally had hanging in his house, and he heard his daughter having a slumber party and said, you know what, I'm gonna move that. I don't want it to get hurt, injured, anything like that. So as he moved it, he noticed the little sticker in the corner there. It says, don't tamper with anybody else's time card or you will get in trouble, but it's signed OCPW. He looked all over, couldn't figure out where it came from. Turns out it was from 1914 from Ocean City Public Works. So it started here, got on eBay, traveled wherever it may have gone, and now it's back home, back in Ocean City. So again, another antique that we have in here that's really special, also came from eBay, is this chandelier above our desk here. So that's actually the oldest antique that we have in this building. It was on the first transcontinental rail car in the bar cart. we're gonna act as if we're a piece of corn today. We're gonna go on the journey of what happens from corn all the way to the end into your shot glass. So, I'm gonna move this over here. Want to do the honors? No. All right. All right, so if you guys noticed on your way in, the 3 silos on the outside of the building, that's what the corn would shoot down through. So like we said, all of our products do start out as corn. Some do start as grain, the whiskey and the bourbon. So originally, Leighton purchased this hand grinder here. This is from India, and it was originally used to grind grain to make different spices and also to make flour. So when we first opened, Leighton wanted his distillers to try to use this for all of our corn. So, as you guys are laughing, you can imagine it was hard to do. And we do use 500 pounds of corn per batch. So that would be one person, literally just a grinder. So the first time they put the product through this, so they put corn through it, and if you can notice, it looks really dusty. The reason for that is, as they grinded the corn, it turned into flour versus a sand texture. So when it was floury and they tried to make a spirit out of it, it turned into a pancake. It was just too fine of a texture. The distillers were very happy about that because then they didn't have to use that every day. So we did get this hammer mill back here. So what that is, they just put the product in it, it hammers it versus grinding it, and it turns it into more of a sand texture versus a flour texture.
Maryland's coast is truly unique, and you're invited to stay here and explore everything there is to see and do. Get ready to go on an adventure to view the wild ponies of Assateague Island National Seashore. Be immersed by beauty at the various art galleries. Book your tee time at one of the 17 championship golf courses, or visit the downtown areas to indulge in delicious food and shopping local. Book your next trip today at visitmarylandscoast.org.
Let's sit down to my favorite bar. Been rocking for 21 years so far. The Green Turtle gonna have some.
Welcome to the original Green Turtle in Ocean City, a neighborhood favorite with a mouth-watering menu, the best bar in town, a huge game room, plus the apparel and gift shop. There's nothing like the original Green Turtle in Ocean City.
Let's sit down to the turtle again tonight, yeah.
Visit Seacrets, Jamaica, USA, where it feels like the tropics all year long. Enjoy delicious happy hour drink specials from 4 to 7 and nightly food specials Thursday and Sunday. Then get ready for the perfect night out. Home to the Morley Hall nightclub, Seacrets is your entertainment hotspot with live music every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night. Seacrets, 49th Street and the Bay, Jamaica, USA. Find us and get lost.
Okay, so this room here is our still room. So this is where the process all truly happens. So once that corn and grain is ground up, it's brought in here into our mash tun where water is added, and it'll cook in there for about 5 hours. So once that's done over there, the product will then be moved through this piping here into the fermentation tanks on that side. So that's where we'll add the yeast, and the yeast will feed on that product for 5 to 7 days. So at the end of that, the product is about 10 to 12% alcohol, so it's almost comparable to a craft beer at that point. Not what we want yet though. So once it's done fermentating in those tanks, we'll bring it over here into our still. So at the bottom here, the product will start to come to a boil, and as it turns into a steam, it will make its way up the arm here. So each window here, the product is being tested. If it's not at the proof it wants, it will drop the product back down, reboil it, and bring it back up. So once the product is at the proof we want, which is typically about 180 proof, it'll move across the top copper line there to the lin arm, and move down the cooling tube here. So we do cool our product with glycol, but the glycol will never, ever, ever touch our product. So there's 2 tubes inside of that. The glycol's on the outside. Our product moves back down the middle. So as it's moving down the middle, it's turning back into a liquid. And once we're in the holding tank at that point, that's when we're at that 180 proof. So of course we can't serve that to you guys. That would be very illegal. The distillers though will occasionally taste it at that point. And when I say taste, I mean about a 1/16 of a shot, very little bit. Brian's obviously tasted it, I have not. But they'll taste it just to make sure it's where we want it to be. So one of the things that you'll notice about Ocean City is our water is not great. The reason that I point that out, it's nothing against Ocean City. It's just tough where we're located between the bay and the ocean. Our water system's just not great. So we use all of these fresh, great products, real fruit, real spices. So we don't want to ruin any of our products with unperfect water. So we actually do reverse osmosis on our water here. So that water, is it really good? It's good.
That's the pure.
Yes, it's the best water that you could get. So we do use the purest water that we could use in all of our products as well. So this room behind me here with the tanks in it is our maceration room. So that means to tear apart naturally. And this is where we add our fruits and spices into our spirits. So if you'll notice that board back there, you can see what we have going on here. So in tank 1, we're making passion fruit vodka. 2, 3, 4, and 5, we're making orange vodka. So we're definitely getting ready for the summer for all those yummy orange crushes. So on there, it will say spirit in, and then the next day it will say fruit in. So we use whole peeled fruit in all of our spirits here, except our passion fruit and our bumbleberry. They come to us in puree form. It's just easier on our product here to use the puree for that. So we'll add the whole fruit into it. We'll also add the peels. We do keep the peels separately in a big mesh bag. If they're in there too long, they get a little bit bitter and they turn a little bit brown. So even the orange that you see in our orange vodka, the yellow in our lemon vodka, that color also comes from our fruit. So our filter system here, these are our filters. They do kind of look like ceiling tiles, but the product will run through this machine here. There's about 30 filters, and we run it through as many times as necessary. So at this point, the product is still at that 180 proof. We do check the proof for the last time when we're adding the water to lower our proof. And again, that's why I pointed out that water. We do have perfect water. I always come over here to fill my water bottles because it's just that much better. So the proof will get lowered in this machine here, and then we'll start the bottling process. So this system here is how we start bottling. This is called our Mori system. I always say the best way to compare it is to a gas pump. So it will stop at the top and it will never overflow, just like a gas pump. So the distillers will take the bottle, put a bottle underneath each one of these here, and it'll fill to the top. We do move the bottom, whether it's for a tall bottle or a short bottle. So over here, we used to have a machine that would put the corks in the bottles. These are the corks here that we use for our bottles for the retail size. We had a machine that would put the cork in for them. It broke, but it actually ends up being quicker for the guys to do it themselves anyway. So they'll put those lids in. If it's the retail, again, we get the cork. They'll put a piece of plastic over the top of that bottle. It'll run down the cord here. It'll come through this machine here, so it'll be moved over, and it'll heat that plastic to seal the bottle. So it'll make its way down here. Another one of the guys will clean off the bottle. They'll put it into the box, run it through the taping machine, and then we're ready to go.
Are you looking for a new and exciting career on Maryland's coast? Worcester County, Maryland is growing and open for business. WorkMaryland'sCoast.org is a free website that is the perfect place to start your job search, all brought to you by the Tourism and Economic Development Office. Job seekers can explore, with no strings attached, available local positions in over 15 different industry sectors. Applicants can apply online or contact the business or organization directly. To get started, visit www.workmarylandscoast.org.
Toyota pioneered the more efficient way to drive. And now, we're taking things even further. Efficiency for every lifestyle, performance for any terrain, giving you the freedom to go the distance and the power to find your way home. The future of dependability is here with Toyota's full line of electrified vehicles. More power, less gas. Reserve yours today. Toyota. Let's go places.
Get ready for 4 days of family fun in the sun at SpringFest. Enjoy amazing food, live entertainment, unique artisan products, and more. With over 50 new vendors, specialty cocktails, and enhanced selection of beer and wine, you won't want to miss this free event, May 4th to the 7th. Enjoy 2 stages featuring 30-plus performances, including headlining ticketed shows like Shadows of the 60s, a tribute to Motown supergroups, Collective Soul, and Marty Stewart and his fabulous Superlatives. Gather your family and celebrate SpringFest along the shore. Visit ococean.com/SpringFest.
Since 2021, those have become my favorite part of this building, partially because I did have some of my wedding photos taken in front of them, so they're kind of special to me. But they are really cool because they are from an original speakeasy from Chicago from the 1920s. So you'll notice there's a little window in each one of them. That was to tell the person on the other side the password so you could get in. Every now and then you would get the wrong password because they didn't want you in. Maybe they thought you were law enforcement. They didn't want you to shut down the place. But with that being said, we need to get a password to try to get in there today. So who's going to call for me? Okay. So to make it super authentic, of course, we have a real phone booth with a rotary phone in it. So I'm going to have you step into our phone booth here.
Good morning, Dr. Moore's office.
Hi, I'm suffering from sobriety. I need something. It's just not good.
You're looking for a prescription, is that it?
Yes, please.
All right. Actually, the doctor is working on the weekend today. Actually, get this boat on a shakedown cruise. We could come on Monday.
No. It is definitely an emergency.
And I hear other people in the background. Are there others with you that have the problem too? Or just yourself?
It's an epidemic.
Do you all have any cash?
I think somebody does.
Some cash, good. If you could do that, we can help you out.
Okay.
Dr. Moore does own a speakeasy. If you look around the room, you'll find some arched doorways. When we're done with the phone call, I want you to go to those doors. And this is something to download now, so it's not 3.5 times. And when you're asked for the password today is church on Sunday. Okay?
Got it.
All right, I wish you good luck.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure is ours, friends.
Thank you, guys.
Book your next trip in beautiful Maryland's coast. Stroll the downtown streets and enjoy shopping locally in Pocomoke City, Snow Hill, and Berlin. Dine at farm-to-table restaurants or enjoy the nightlife throughout Ocean City. Looking for outdoor adventure? Reserve your tee time at one of the 17 championship golf courses. Take a ride through Assateague Island National Seashore to view the wild ponies or camp in the Pocomoke River State Forest. Visit the serene landscape and be immersed in nature throughout Worcester County, Maryland. Start planning your trip today.
Visit the new Atlantic Beverage Center at Area 51, 51st Street, Bayside, in Ocean City. With over 3,500 square feet of rare spirits, local craft beers, and assorted wines. Stop in for happy hour from 2 to 5 and take 10% off everything in the store. And now, with the bottle buyback program, bring in empty Seacrets bottles and receive $2 per bottle return towards a Seacrets Spirits purchase. Atlantic Beverage Center. Find what you thirst for at great prices.
Get ready for 4 days of family fun in the sun at Springfest. Enjoy amazing food, live entertainment, unique artisan products, and more. With over 50 new vendors, specialty cocktails, and enhanced selection of beer and wine, you won't want to miss this free event May 4th to the 7th. Enjoy 2 stages featuring 30-plus performances, including headlined ticketed shows like Shadows of the 60s, a tribute to Motown supergroups, Collective Soul, and Marty Stewart and his fabulous superlatives. Gather your family and celebrate Springfest along the shore. Visit oceocean.com/springfest.
Welcome back to Maryland Coast Adventures. We had a fabulous tour here at Seacrets Distillery, and now we're going to head out to the water to check out the fishing scene with Scott from Hooked on OC.
Hey, thanks a lot, Dawn. So folks, I'm Scott Lennox from Hooked on OC and Fishing OC down here in Ocean City, Maryland. And when it comes to Maryland's coast and adventures, fishing is at the absolute top of the list. With the businesses that we run, we have a TV show about fishing, we have a website about fishing, we have a magazine that has to do with fishing. So when it comes to the fishing community in Ocean City, nobody knows what's going on down here better than us. All right, so what's going on in and around Ocean City right now fishing-wise? Out in the ocean, not too much. You can see we've got a vast expanse, direct access to the Atlantic Ocean here in Ocean City. And during the summer season, we're going to see all sorts of species. Everything from tautog and sea bass and flounder that folks are going to fish for on the bottom and inshore, to white marlin, blue marlin, wahoo, sharks, and tunas that guys are going to fish way, way offshore. Right now, the only thing that's in season is tautog that's able to be caught. So what's happening is guys are fishing anywhere between 80 and about 120 feet of water. They're fishing on structure, which is either wrecks or reefs off of Ocean City. They're using either jigs or rigs, and they're using some sort of bait like a crab. Clams work very well, but the best bait of all is the white crab. Tautog absolutely love those, and right now we're kind of like the place to come. There's anglers coming from New York, New Jersey, and even further away to catch some of the tautog that we've got off of our coast because they get so big. Tautog are a very, very slow growing fish, so it's really great that anglers like to catch those fish, get a quick picture, and then release them back into their habitat so that they can produce more and not have any effect really on the species population. Back here in the back bay right now, flounder fishing is really, really good. You can probably tell from the shot, water in our back bays right now is very, very clean, and that means that flounder fishing can be really, really good. Folks are fishing in areas that we call the thoroughfare up to the north, right off of Ocean Pines, all the way to the south behind Assateague Island to places that we call the duck blinds and the main channel. Those are the best spots right now. Anywhere from 4 feet to maybe 10 feet of water. Folks are using top and bottom rigs, baited with either squid, gulp, otter tails, live minnows, that sort of thing, and they're having really, really good luck with flounder. Right now, flounder fishing in Ocean City, our limits are 4 fish per person at 16 inches, and there are a lot of folks catching keeper-sized fish. We've also got some rockfish in the back bay, which is really good. The Route 50 Bridge, which is right around the corner, the South Jetty, which is right behind me. Those are a couple of really good spots for rockfish right now. We've got tough regulations on rockfish. Rockfish, we have to find a fish that's at least 28 inches long, but he can't be any more than 35 inches long. Anywhere in that slot, if our fish falls there, we're allowed to harvest 1 per person year round, but that's a tough fish to find, especially with those slot limits that we've got. But over in the Chesapeake Bay, you can catch a fish right now that's 20 inches or so, and he can go in the cooler once the season opens back up. We've also got some tautog here in the back bay. Different from the ocean fish, these fish are going to range in size anywhere from maybe 14 inches to probably 21 inches, and they're going to eat the same stuff. They like sand fleas, green crabs, white crabs, and the like, and the fishing for them can be really, really good this time of year as we move into the summer season. Also, what's coming down the pike is tournaments. Tournaments usually start sometime in early June. We've got the Blues for DU tournament out of Bahia Marina. That usually kicks off the season the first week in June. The Ocean City Marlin Club has several events throughout the summer season, everything from inshore fishing to offshore fishing. Then we've got some big ones coming up this year. The Poor Girls Open. We've got the 10th anniversary of the Hook Big Fish Classic. And the granddaddy of them all, the 50th anniversary of the White Marlin Open, where boats are going to be vying for millions and millions of dollars. Right over here in Ocean City, Maryland, Michael Jordan Yep, Michael Jordan, the NBA superstar, even has his boat Catch 23 fishing the White Marlin Open every single year. So if you'd like to come down to Ocean City and say, hey, I beat Michael Jordan, you can fish in an event like the White Marlin Open, the Hook Big Fish Classic, or some others, the Mid-Atlantic included, and Michael Jordan is going to be one of your opponents in those fishing tournaments. An absolutely awesome place to fish, and like I say, when it comes to Worcester Adventures, this is second to none in the area when it comes to fishing. So I get called Ocean City fishing guy all the time, and it's for good reason. I've got a tackle company, I've got an online website and magazine that we print, and I'm the host of Hooked on OC down here in Ocean City, Maryland. So if you'd like to find out more about any of this stuff, make sure you check us out. Our tackle line is deadly-tackle.com. FishinOC.com is a place where you can see all sorts of charters, party boats, everything that has to do with fishing, including a daily fishing report. And HookedOnOC.com is where you're going to find all of our gear and episodes of the show on a regular basis. Dawn, thanks for the time. Back to you. Folks, I'll see you on the water.
Find your new job or career on the Worcester County Department of Economic Development's Coastal Careers Job Board. This website is free to use and no account is required. The community is invited to find an open local position and apply today.
Whether you prefer luxury or wish to pitch a tent, there's no shortage of lodging options on Maryland's coast. Choose to explore and visit Worcester County, Maryland for your next adventure. Start planning your trip today at visitmarylandscoast.org.
Visit Seacrets, Jamaica, USA, where it feels like the tropics all year long. Enjoy delicious happy hour drink specials from 4 to 7 and nightly food specials Thursday and Sunday. Then get ready for the perfect night out. Home to the Morley Hall nightclub, Seacrets is your entertainment hotspot with live music every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night. Seacrets, 49th Street and the Bay, Jamaica, USA. Find us and get lost.
Unfortunately, we're out of time. I want to thank Jen and Brian from Seacrets Distillery for giving us a tour and taking us out of our sobriety. I also want to thank Scott Lennox from Hooked on OC for showing us the fishing scene. Until next time, this is Dawn Eamon, your host.